Hey guys, it's Mike Chen. Before getting to this buffet video, I just want to give a big thank you and shout out to the sponsor of this video, AG1. Of course, I've been talking about and taking AG1 for several years now. And this is a very easy habit for me to keep. So every morning, start off with a pack or scoop of AG1 wherever I am in the world. 8 to 12 ounces of water. I like using sparkling water when I can. Shake it up and drink. Every morning I wake up, scoop of AG1 on an empty stomach. It wakes me up, it gives me energy for my morning workout or a quick run, and then I start my day. I mean, it's such a simple but very impactful 60-second routine, and it gives me the nutrients I need for optimal performance every single day. Every single scoop or travel pack of AG1 has 75 ingredients that has been tested for 950 contaminants, so you know you're getting a research-backed, high-quality product. AG1 has prebiotics, probiotics, plant-based enzymes that support digestion and just overall gut health. And like I said, I start my day with this, and since I've been taking it, I feel better, I have more energy, and I love that it provides me with sustained energy without the caffeine crash you get from coffee. Also, I mentioned this before, I really don't like eating fruit, so I love that AG1 provides me with my daily dose of vitamin C, zinc, functional mushrooms, and more to support my overall immune health. Also, AG1 is trusted by some of the nation's most credible health professionals like Dr. Peter Attia, and again, like I said, it works for me. That's why I recommend it to my parents. Now they take it every day. So if you want to give it a try, go to my link down below and you'll get a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your order. Changed and made it down here by 6:45. I am at 8 inside the Cordes Hotel in Auckland because several years ago I saw in Forbes magazine, I think it was titled something like the 6 most over-the-top buffets in the world, and this was in the list. And this place is called 8 because there's 8 kitchens. I haven't looked at the buffet yet. I rushed downstairs because they called me to say that I have to be here promptly for the 7:45 seating. Otherwise, they're gonna give my table away, but nobody here on a Sunday night. Probably didn't need to rush. All right, let's go check out the buffet. Just scouted the buffet. It looks pretty darn good. So the different cooking stations, there's an Italian station, there's a Chinese station, American grill, Japanese, Indian, fresh seafood, dessert. Anyway, I was kind of distracted because the meat offering here is incredible. Well, the seafood offering is great too. They have fresh hairy crab, also whole slipper lobsters. The prettiest thing though, New Zealand langoustine. That stuff's amazing. The Italian station, they'll cook your pasta to order. Indian station, they'll make your fresh naan. The grill stations is where I would say it is a bit over the top because there's a lot of exotic meats to choose from, like ostrich, kangaroo. There's also tar and venison. Tar is, like, I think, a type of goat. So first impression, I am impressed. Let's go see how it tastes. Can I get some eggs in it? And some mushrooms and cheese, please. Can I get a pasta? With tomato sauce, please. Hi, can I get a pork belly bun? Thank you. Not pepper crab. Beautiful, thank you. Round 1, got some sashimi, some hairy crab, a slipper lobster, some black pepper crab, and a roasted pork bun. This one is a shame because the top looks like it's soggy already. It's definitely a fatty, tender roast pig. It'd be great if the top was still crispy, but not bad. Oysters. This one's not as good as the ones in Australia. That is a fishy oyster. That'll be my first and last one of the night. This looks really good. Black pepper crab. Oh my gosh, what is happening in here? This crab looks like it overly seasoned. Inside looks really dark. That's not good. The sauce is way overly sweet too. I mean, peppery, but way overly sweet. All right, let's try out the fresh seafood. This looks awesome. Beautiful hairy crab. Hairy crab is so good. This thing really don't need anything at all. No butter, no citrus. It's such a sweet crab. This crab really doesn't have much brininess, and the flesh is so tender. The claw's a little hard to get into. Otherwise, you can pretty much just peel the shell off. That is absolutely spectacular. The lobster, break the tail off. Be careful of the tail, it's sharp over here. So slipper lobster meat, I think is more firm than a Maine lobster. The meat is slightly sweet, very tender and succulent, and the meat is mainly in the tail, so that's the only part you really need to struggle with. So you can just kind of take off the tail and dig in with your fork and eat it like a lobster cup. I would advise you to dig in as deep as you can so you can get all that delicious flavor of the innards. That is 100% the best part. Sweet succulent meat with all that natural umami. They also have a sashimi station. Salmon's great. Got some kingfish. Wow, that kingfish might be more buttery than the salmon. Best part of this, lobster, hairy crab, sashimi. Worst part, definitely that pepper crab. Totally forgot about my pasta. So I got some pepper pasta with marinara, and there's some shrimp here in the marinara. Also added some fresh Parmesan cheese on top. Oh, I like that pepper pasta. Not a strong peppery flavor, but very nice. Cooked very well too. Definitely made better by the fresh Parmesan cheese. Also got a slice of pizza. Looks like some prosciutto, mushroom, onions. Looks very cheesy. This is really not bad for a buffet pizza. The crust is pretty thin and toasty. The cheese is good. The topping's good. Italian station, not bad. Round two, this looks so good. Got some roasted lamb that didn't look really good on the plate, but I think it might still be pretty juicy. Look at this freaking ribeye that they cut me. That is a beautiful looking piece of steak. It does get less tender towards the end because I did get an end piece, but this is a beautifully cooked piece of meat. Look how juicy this thing is. So tender and juicy. Does need some salt for a buffet ribeye. Amazing. This is the roast pig. I got a piece that's not in the wrap. This looks like a solid skin on this pig. That is a toasty piece of roast pig. And went to the grill, got some grilled eggplants, some mushrooms, got some grilled halloumi cheese. Look at this roast lamb. It is falling apart. Plus I managed to snag a piece of roast pig skin. This looks awesome. Leek potato gratin. This is a great potato dish. Cheesy, rich potato. And you can definitely taste the leek. Chase it with some crispy pork skin. All right, that particular piece, not all that crispy. Maybe that's why it was just sitting there all by itself. And this cheese is grilled halloumi cheese, and it's one of the best cheeses to grill because the texture is pretty firm. They grilled this with some cumin and spices. I didn't even know they put spices on this. That's awesome. Same goes for the mushrooms and the eggplant. The cheese is salty with a little tanginess. That cheese tastes so good with a little bit of cumin and roasted over the fire. That actually goes really well with the steak. Roasted lamb, a little cold, but pretty darn tender. Not bad. That is some melt in your mouth lamb. That would have been so good piping hot. Next round, some Indian food and a couple of langoustines. Totally forgot about the langoustines. That is a good butter chicken. Also, they have prawn biryani. Oh, that biryani is so good. This is so fragrant. I'll get a whole plate of that. Indian food here is really good. The beef curry, look at that chunk of beef just breaking apart. Oh, this is so good. Dump some garlic butter naan in here. Naan is spectacular. Indian food here is so good. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is just pure, tender sweetness. Yeah, I like this better than the lobster. The head is good, but because this is frozen, I'm not able to extract as much from the head. This is the most tender seafood here, and the sweetest. I need a whole plate of that after I eat my Indian food. So this place has a fresh seafood grill section. I got some trevally fish, which was their recommendation, and some kahawai fish. Got some mussels, some noodles, some squid. Smells really good. Oh. I'm so glad I asked for the noodles. The texture is awesome. Really chewy and al dente. Chase it with some mussels. Oh, that tastes so fresh. Briny with a little tiny bit of sweetness. Definitely goes well with the noodles. I can't believe that was a piece of squid. This is 10 out of 10 on the tenderness scale. I don't think the sauce really got onto this because it doesn't really have much flavor, but oh, that tenderness is ridiculous. Wow. Trevally fish. I don't think I've ever had it before. It's flaky and firm. Overall, pretty dry. Let's try the kahawai fish. This thing is seasoned already. The meat is more stringy and fatty. That kind of tastes like a mackerel fish. Very similar. Not bad. Still, both fish a little dry. I think the best thing on this plate is the squid. This is delicious. Oh, noodles too. Very good noodles. Let's go check out the exotic meat barbecue. So I got pretty much all the exotic meats they have available. I got some kangaroo, wild tar, venison, and ostrich. And I got some venison tongue and lamb skewer. Of course, never had kangaroo meat before. Oh, it looks really tender. Wow. I noticed the meat itself pre-cooked before it's cooked. It's very, very red. And it looks like it doesn't have much fat in there. Oh. It's very firm but tender, very juicy. I think a slight bit of gaminess. Tastes pretty much just like really lean beef. Not bad. This is the wild tar. By the way, all these cuts are cooked perfectly. That looks like a juicy piece of meat. Again, it looks like beef. I think this tastes very similar to the kangaroo meat. Juicy, firm, very, very lean. Almost no fat content. I was expecting a lot of gaminess from this and the kangaroo. Not much gaminess. Venison. This is really good. Again, not much fat, but definitely the most tender of the cuts I've had so far. The meat is really, really soft. I've had deer meat before. I think the first time I had it, I was in middle school. I lived in the Midwest, so people went out hunting a lot. And for show and tell, some kid in my class brought in a Ziploc bag of deer meat for all of us to try. I tried it, and I remember just absolutely loving it. This is really good. I haven't had ostrich in a while, but I've had this many times. That's the toughest cut here. I remember the first time I had ostrich meat. It was in high school in Quincy, Illinois. And I remember for some reason, I think it was a thing across America or maybe just in the state, they were trying to introduce ostrich meat to replace beef. So they were selling ostrich burgers in school. Naturally, I got one. That was okay. I don't think it's as good as beef today. And today's cut doesn't really change my mind. This is venison tongue. I mean, I like a beef tongue. Whoa. Barely need to chew that. 100% more gamey than regular venison. Very gamey, very lean. Yeah, it's not as good as a beef tongue. Don't really like that. I'm gonna chase it with a lamb skewer. Ooh. This is delicious. This is 100% undercooked, but it's delicious. All right. I think it's time for dessert. Dessert looks pretty darn good. Got some berry ice cream that's melting right now, so gotta eat this. Blueberry ice cream. That's really good. I put it right next to my tiramisu. This looks like a great tiramisu. That's a very good tiramisu. Very strong, but so good. Creme brulee. Not bad. Very eggy creme brulee. Black Forest cake is awesome. When I was in Queens, there's this bakery that I live really close to. Made the best Black Forest cake. I would go there. I think it was a once a month thing. I just get a whole Black Forest cake and eat it by myself. I think this is a passion fruit mango sago. Wow, that's really tart. Not bad. Ooh, really, really tart. I'm really excited for this. I love chocolate mousse. This is good. Best dessert though, gotta be the tiramisu. And then the Black Forest cake. So this is the most expensive buffet in Auckland. I think with the conversion, I paid about 71 US dollars, but it is a good buffet. Tons of stuff to love. The fresh seafood, first of all, very unique. You don't usually see langoustine. I think this is one of the few buffets I've ever seen that had hairy crab. Like very fresh, delicious hairy crab. Also the lobster's good, the sashimi's great. The Italian station, yeah, really, not a bad pizza. Indian food, the biryani. I might go get another plate of biryani after dessert. Yeah, I think that's gotta happen. That is some next level biryani. If I don't get another plate of that, I might be thinking about that for a long while. Indian food is top notch here. Then of course you got the meat section. Both Australia and New Zealand buffets, oh my goodness, they knock it out of the park with that meats. Here, I didn't even try much of the traditional lamb and beef, which I'm sure is delicious, but the exotic meats that they offer were cooked perfectly. Well, except for the lamb skewer, but that's not really a main character. I was debating whether to try kangaroo meat or not, so I had to try if it's on the buffet, and that meat section had everything. The roast pig was good, and the ribeye, beautifully juicy. I think dessert is just okay. There's only a couple of items I really liked. The rest of them were pretty average. The cakes like the tropical cake and the pistachio cake kind of tastes like something you'll find at a grocery store. The star of the show tonight, definitely the cold seafood, the Indian kitchen, and the roast meats. Just for that, I think it's worth a visit. Anyway, stay here just for a few nights. I'm here really because I wanted to go to a traditional Maori dinner, and that is going to be on the last day, but so happy to be here. Also, this hotel, I think, is near a bunch of Chinese restaurants I saw on the way here. They look good, and that makes me happy. As always, all the information for this place is listed down below for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.